So, Washington state has this huge goal for its future. And believe it or not, it all hinges on one single number. Today, we're going to break down exactly what that number means for education and, honestly, why it impacts every single person living there. 70%. This is it. This is the magic number right at the heart of Washington's big strategic plan. And this isn't just some idea. It's a target that the state legislature has actually signed into law. So, yeah, what's the deal with 70%? And really, why should you care? Well, it turns out this one number could literally change the economic future for the entire state. And that's because this 70% goal, it's not just about getting diplomas to hang on a wall. Nope. It's a strategic move, and it's designed to boost economic prosperity for everyone. The simple truth is, in today's economy, what you learn is directly tied to what you earn. And this is where it gets really interesting, right? This chart just lays it all out. The payoff is crystal clear. Getting some kind of credential after high school, it dramatically boosts what you can earn over your lifetime. And this isn't just for one group, it's across the board, for all races and ethnicities. It's a total game changer for economic mobility. I mean, get this, for a student from a lower income family in Washington, getting that degree means they can be out-earning their parents combined just 3 years after they graduate. That's wow. So here's the bottom line. The state's official goal is for 70% of adults in their prime working years, we're talking ages 25 to 44, to have some kind of credential beyond just a high school diploma. That could be an apprenticeship, a certificate, a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, you name it. It's really all about building a highly skilled workforce. But, getting there means we have to face a pretty tough reality. And here is the central challenge. The whole point of the goal is to lift everybody up, but right now, the educational system, well, it doesn't serve all Washingtonians equally. There are these huge gaps that have to be closed if this vision is going to become a reality for everybody. And this table right here really illustrates the problem. Just look at that mismatch. You see that Hispanic or Latino students make up 27% of the state's high schoolers? But then you look at public higher education, and they only represent 12 to 14% of the students there. It's a stark reminder that the path from high school to college just isn't equally accessible for everyone. What's pretty remarkable, though, is that the state isn't trying to hide from this. This quote, it comes directly from their strategic plan. They are flat out acknowledging that systemic racism has created these barriers and that they have a real responsibility to take them down. I mean, that's a powerful place to start if you want to make real change. So, how in the world do you tackle a problem this complex? Well, Washington has broken it down into a clear game plan. It's all focused on knocking down 4 key barriers that students run into on their path to getting a degree. The whole strategy revolves around these 4 things: making sure education is affordable, getting more students to actually enroll, making sure their basic needs are met, and then, helping them get across that finish line to completion. It's a really holistic way of looking at student success. Now, affordability is the #1 thing students mention as a barrier, but there's a huge piece of that puzzle that we often just don't talk about. So we're going to zoom in on basic needs, because it tells a surprising and often hidden story about what it really costs to get a degree. Okay, when you think about college costs, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Tuition, right? Well, take a look at this. It's kind of mind-blowing. For a student at a public university, tuition and fees, they're actually the smallest slice of the pie. The real cost, the bulk of it, we're talking over 2/3, is just living. It's housing, it's food, it's getting around. So you could have a full ride scholarship that covers every penny of tuition, and you could still be struggling to make ends meet. And the impact of that is just staggering. About 1 in every 2 post-secondary students in Washington says they've struggled to meet their basic needs. Let that sink in. That's half of the entire student population, facing insecurity while they're just trying to focus on their classes. And look, this isn't just a number on a page. These are real daily challenges that students are up against. I mean, think about it. 44% have been worried about where their next meal is coming from in the last month. 34% have struggled with housing. And for students who are also parents, an incredible 75% can't afford the childcare they need just to be able to go to class. These aren't small hurdles. They are massive walls standing in the way of ever finishing their degree. But here is the hopeful part. Facing these really tough realities has actually sparked some incredible innovation. So instead of just relying on policies coming from the top down, Washington is investing in a totally different approach. Solutions led by the community that are already proving what works. This is the big idea behind the state's regional challenge grants, and it's a real shift in how policy gets made. The philosophy is so simple, but it's really powerful. The people who are closest to the problem are the ones who are best equipped to solve it. So instead of some one-size-fits-all plan from the state capital, this approach empowers local community experts to design solutions that are tailor-made for their own neighbors. And you know what? It's already working. We're seeing real results. Let me give you an example. Out in the rural Yakima Valley, a local partnership figured something out. For a lot of first-generation students, the big scary thing wasn't the financial aid form itself, it was getting the tax forms done beforehand. So what did they do? Super simple, super smart. They connected families with tax preparers first. And the result? Just look at the Mapton School District. Their financial aid filing rate shot up to 64%. I mean, that just blows the state average out of the water. And then over in Seattle, another partnership is focused on helping students actually cross that finish line. Their solution, culturally responsive mentorship for students of color. And the impact is just undeniable. As you can see right here, the retention rate for students with a mentor jumped all the way to 71%. That is a huge leap from the 54% for students without one. It's just clear proof that personal connection and targeted support make all the difference in the world. So, these local success stories really offer a powerful blueprint for what's next. They show that reaching that ambitious 70% goal is absolutely possible. But it's going to require a real, sustained investment in these kinds of community-driven strategies. So, let's sum it all up. Washington has set this really clear goal that's tied directly to its economic future. It's staring the very real equity gaps right in the face. And its innovative, community-based game plan is already sparking real signs of hope. And all of that leaves us with this final, crucial question. And it's pulled right from the state's own report. This isn't just a challenge for policymakers way off in the state capitol. It's really a question for all of us. How do we, in our own backyards, build pathways to opportunity that truly work for everyone? The race to 70% is on, and it's going to be won one community at a time.